It's a money game, shoot.
That's it. That's all that was being discussed inside the ANC conference is how much money you're paying for these votes. And anybody that's going to be counting or that's going to be counter to what's happening was locked outside. Dog, I walked in and I walked straight past Ace Makashule. He couldn't even get in.
Yeah, I remember they blocked him. And Cyril did mention you need to, as much as these guys don't, but you need to always pay attention to what they say. Cyril said at that ANC conference he spent $1 billion. At the ANC conference, not nationally.
Hey, no wonder they're rigging, dog. A lot is invested into this thing. No wonder they're rigging.
A lot is invested. The rig was already set. Okay, this is what we're going to do in the 2019 elections. This is the next election. This is how much you're going to get. This is the percent. The permutations were already... It was a long-term plan. You know what I mean? That's why he was the guy that ended up going to the king. Going to G7. You know, an invited guest. He accepted the IMF money. Signing us onto debts.
Serious debt.
Then we get told that no, we have to sell some of our strategic reserves by Treasury. Treasury is giving an instruction to the SA Reserve Bank to sell our foreign reserves because we made a profit off of them. How did we make a profit off of them? Rand manipulation. We made a profit as the bank by making South Africans poorer. 3 billion. Remember they got the 3 billion. What happened to that money? That money is sitting at Sunday Times, the Arena Holdings. That's the parent company, Harith and Partners. Come on.
So that's why Zuma is fighting hard.
So you won't see an expose on the Sunday Times of Pravin Gordon's pieces. You won't see anything.
What? Did you not see what Pravin did to Makog? Come on, is it Balega? You saw what Pravin did to Balega, right?
I don't know.
Balega is the one who just got screwed in every way, young it. The spokesperson of the parliament.
Balega, dog.
But Cyril's time is chime.
Dog, his time cannot be chime.
Bro.
So ANC is still going to be represented by Cyril after they've lost the elections.
Dog, Cyril's not going anywhere. There's too much money.
Like,
it doesn't matter. It's a job.
No, he does.
Chop.
No, he does. No, he does.
Because trust me, it's shameless. Dog, he took this deal a long time ago. You need to understand, dog, when you're going to sell out and you've been sold out for such a long time, you get used to it, dog.
Why did he want to resign here?
There was nothing. There's nonsense. There was no such thing that he wanted to resign, dog. Trust me, these guys just spread little things.
Can we bet, guys? Cyril is going to resign or he's not going to lead
He's
ANC?
not going to resign. He's not going to resign, dog. He owns the ANC. He pays everyone's salary out of his own bank account.
That's the thing. Like,
Did you vote?
of course I did, man.
Who did you vote for?
Kwaza.
Mkondo.
The whole day.
Also, you guys are MK.
Nah, nigga.
I don't play like
Everybody's
that.
MK, dog.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Everybody's MK. The problem is this, dog. You see, Julius exposed himself a long time ago. And we kept giving him the benefit of the doubt, but it's like, nah, man. How many times must you give this guy the benefit of the doubt? Anytime he does like strike action or marching action or anything else, you know, when he does it, I'm not talking about when the EFF guys just go, the random guys from EFF that you don't know. You know what I mean? The guys that can get arrested, that have plausible deniability. You know what I mean? I'm talking about when he does it. How come when he runs to Rupert's farm, there's speakers there waiting for him? And what type of protest at the final destination were you going to protest the speakers? Microphones.
It doesn't make sense.
He protested. Now you're getting a production, in the stage.
And you know, I feel as if he portrays the term that the media or the public perception has of him of calling him a flip-flopper. Because you don't really necessarily know what he stands for. Yeah, fine. He has like ideologies like it, you know, nationalization, you know, the land and stuff like that.
He knows what's popular with the people. He knows what will get the people going.
I feel like he's a what's the word?
So
Populist.
He's an opportunist, not a populist.
So you
Just
guys
an
are saying
opportunist.
Julius doesn't really represent black people the way he says he represents.
Like, let me tell you something. He's not intelligent enough to.
Uh-huh.
I said in the interview I did with Justice, I said, yo, the guy who's really the brains behind the EFF
Yeah.
is Floyd. Now, I'm not saying that Floyd is a genius. I don't see him as like pretty smart to me. Like,
They say they want him to be the Minister of Finance, right?
but like, I mean, that would be the most useless
And
thing
you
to
say
do.
he's not smart.
What has he done with finances that shows you that he knows how to manage
What
his
did he
own purse,
study?
never mind
Did
public purse?
he do economics?
Yeah.
I think that move is more of
Let me tell you something. Economists, right,
Uh-huh.
are the brokest people. That's why they work for universities forever. Or they work as analysts. They don't know how to manage money. Being an economist has got nothing to do with financial management. It's not finance.
is nationalizing the banks part of the Minister of Finance job.
Well, it's part of the National Democratic Revolution's mandate.
I guess it makes things easier to have the Minister of Finance in the pocket to go for a thing like that,
Because I'm trying
saying
to understand why EFF is pushing for that. You know?
Look, the banks are already like under some sort of national institution control. It's just that it's like a private institution. It's called the Prudential Authority. You know? So the banks are able to starve this economy of funding, right? Make super profits, pay the executives a lot of money, and the Prudential Authority is like, okay, let's reward that. Let's make it competitive to be a top senior executive in South Africa. You know, we have to pick the top guys from all around the world. That's a lie. They're just using that excuse so that they can inflate their salaries here. They want to match their salaries to what top banking executives are making overseas with our money.
But the currency is not the same.
The currency is our money. That's what it means. It's our money. That's our money. So what happens is that they're enriching themselves by global standards and they're living here at our standard of living. And they're outpricing us and raising the cost of everything because they're paying exorbitant amounts.
loans, repo rate.
Everything. You know, people didn't understand. I was on Smooth's thing before I left because I saw you before I went to Cape Town, and I went to Smooth before I went to the States. And I said, you guys don't understand that just the home loan. Most white people, when they get a home loan, they've got their parents either to give them a deposit or surety, which means that they pay a lower interest rate than you. And on average, the black person will pay 4 times as much for the same house. So I was saying that it's cost you more as a black person to be next to your neighbors. The system is trying to keep you out. People didn't even understand what I was saying. You know?
That's crazy, dog. So if you're black in jail,
You're under attack from each and every single angle. Dog, there was tavern shootings at the time that the nightclub bosses or whatever didn't want people to go to the township. It disappeared. No more tavern shootings. Right? People stopped going to just places drinking in the hood after those tavern shootings. And then they're back to the upmarket establishments. Who did the tavern shootings? It was like terrorist attacks, dog. There were mass shootings like happening every couple of days. The Minister of Police was,
Always in the hood.
I remember
different
that
hoods,
time.
yeah.
What happened to them?
It disappeared.
like, y'all guys are like forgetful, nah?
Yeah.
Goldfish memory, like these are all the things that we're not voting EFF for. What did they say about that? Nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing. They just maintain the status quo, that they're 44 seats in parliament, getting 2 million rand a year each, benefits, all that type shit.
Yo.
Living nice. So they've enjoyed the fruits of their own revolution in terms of them finding an identity for themselves outside the ANC and finding a warm place. And yeah, they're satisfied with that.
All right. So let's talk about what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they're going to announce the results today.
I doubt it.
I think they will.
I doubt it.
with the pressure that is it the chairman or the CEO of IEC, like those people are so much under pressure from the thieves and the owners of this land, allegedly.
With so much great results for MK, dog.
Those are not. That's the thing.
It's not great results.
It's not great results.
Let me tell you
It's,
something. MK overwhelmingly won this election.
I truly believe MK. I believe ANC might have actually gotten like 5% at this election. 5%. 5%.
Okay, maybe I don't think they got that low. But maybe 25%.
25% nationally.
What about the DA?
5% provincially.
DA. I think maybe they got what the EFF got.
I don't see black people voting for John Steenhuisen. I see black people voting for
Colored
Musi.
people do.
Yes, coloureds, but I
But
don't.
now the problem is this: the colours this time weren't voting for
Who voted
DA.
for PA?
The colours.
The coloureds.
But they're saying only.
And let's not
300,000
make
people.
it an ethnic vibe,
No,
because
no,
you
no,
know,
no,
like
no,
a
no,
lot
no,
of politicians. That's why I'm saying let's not. Because a lot of
that's the thing is that you see that's the thing. You censor yourself based on the reactions of people. Colored people deserve a fucking party, man. They deserve it.
no, I'm not talking about them
No, I'm
only.
just saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying Zulu people deserve a fucking party, bro.
Of course,
they do.
as much as
Everybody
white.
deserves a party.
Yeah, because that's the same agenda with the
No,
DA.
justify your points. So
You understand what I'm saying?
What you mean.
We're not
Yeah.
saying that we're having parties so that we can have armies and have war with each other. We're having parties to represent our views and protect our cultures. That's it. So that we can. The parties are going to parliament. What is there? It's a debate, right? So let us debate, bro. We're not going into the UFC ring.
Right?
Like, what is wrong? Why does it become problematic?
Because they're already making MK like a Zulu.
Not
What?
MK only, MKPA.
Everything. But the biggest
Everything.
tribalistic party is ANC. It's always been. You know, it's the Cosa Nostra.
Yeah.
You know that.
So that's why they won in
It's
Eastern
always
Cape.
been. It's always been.
It's
And Cosa
always
people,
been.
dog, trust me. Like I'm partly. So they've always been mad at the fact that Zulus are a bigger nation than them.
And I think it's something that the ANC tries to run away from. But everyone who knows that, no, man, in this party it works like this.
And another thing is that they were the first to start paying taxes to the Queen. They gave up their rights first when the Zulus refused. You know what I mean? When the Zulus rebelled.
They're the ones that sold out first.
First. You understand what I'm saying? So they think to themselves, oh no, we're the more colonial. We're the more eloquent. As far as I'm concerned, you watched it on Imzinwez and Caesar.
Ciao.
No.
Yeah, in crazy enough, side note, in that whole series, Ngonde and Chawe always looked at themselves as the better ones in the hostel.
Yeah.
Like we're above all of these dummies.
Zulu, yeah. Mkize and Kabazela.
If you paid attention to how their characters were portrayed, they were
always sit on
we
the side and
smarter.
plot, yeah.
Yes,
And scheme.
drinking their brandy.
Who was the song of my guy? Makban.
Makoban. So, I truly believe, okay, ANC nationally 25%,
Kabazela.
but provincially, 5% baphume nayo. Regionally, 0, something. You know, when you ask anyone right now, who did you vote for? The only people that say I voted for the ANC are Abokoko and Abomkul. Well, except for dummies. But everyone is like MK.
And do they even know that
MK,
they voted for the
MK.
ANC? Maybe they voted AIC
You see?
because they've been doing that. Because now the ballot is even more confusing. It's much bigger.
Very confusing.
And everything is much smaller.
The ANC KZN guys, they say people voted for Zuma thinking he was still part of ANC.
No.
They're using that as an excuse.
Dog. They won 95% of the voting districts and they've got 45% of the vote.
It does not make sense.
The numbers are not numbering.
The numbers are not numbering
dog,
at
come
all.
on, dog. That's why, like, this whole entire thing that they're doing, like, they've got this whole entire controlled narrative. And it's like, but guys, It will never make sense. There's no way you can explain it to make it make sense, dog. Even if you look at how they calculate seats, the formula for calculating seats, no, they take regional votes and everything else. So now, okay, the regional votes and the
Provincial.
no, national votes.
Oh yeah.
For the seats, because there's regional representation, so they divided it into two. So it's 200 seats are for regional votes, and then the 200, and it's like a formula. Then you have to work out how many regional seats there are, how many provincial seats there are. So I just asked you, you had 3 ballots. There's some people who couldn't vote where they wanted to vote. So they only can pick on...
Yeah. I actually saw this because when I voted, I remember the agents, whatever, had like this discussion, like 3 ballots or 1 ballot. And I asked myself, like, why are they making the decision for me? And then the lady was like, nah, 3 ballots. And in my
Where
mind,
did you vote?
I voted in Soweto, bro. And I was like, wait, so does this mean that there's people who only get 1 ballot and there's people who only get 3 ballots? How are they choosing that from?
You can tell if you registered at that what is it called?
VD.
At that, yeah. If you registered there, you get 3 ballots. But that's not the point.
The system is rigged.
My point is this. Is that why do we need 3 fucking ballots, bro? Why do we need an extra ballot? What is it for? What is it for? Like, really, truly, and honestly, what is this new ballot that why must we do so much paperwork? It's a lot of paperwork, dog, after standing in the line.
And I think that's why, I don't know with the other parties because I never looked at the other parties, but I feel as if that's why MK put Zuma's face everywhere. Because I think the proper way to do this thing was provincially they had to be the face of the guy who's campaigning for the provincial seat, and regionally it had to be like that. I never looked at the other. I just looked for Gwaza X. So I don't even know if obviously Cyril was there or nationally. I don't know on provincial if it was
All I know
also
is that they were
him.
next to each other. ANC was here, and then MK was here.
I didn't even look at his face. Like, I don't want to see this guy
and
ever
I was just
again.
looking for EFF, though.
But now we are looking at these results. These results don't make sense. I told you we had this discussion last night. I said it's crazy that even if this guy is rigged, how do they lose?
No, they rigged to lose. Duh. That's the whole entire thing. Because why? The whole entire country is going to be happy that the ANC lost. You understand what I'm saying? So, okay, fine. And then we're going to go into coalitions. And then it's going to be like, oh, but the DA is the second biggest party. And, you know, for us to get the most work done, to have the most stable government, it's the most obvious choice for us to, you know, have a coalition with them.
Because it really doesn't make sense to me. How do you rig and then you lose? Are you not supposed to win?
No, you rigged to lose. You're one party, split into 2. You're making yourself a Zuma.
I feel as
You
if
said those guys have always been together for the longest time.
That's what I'm saying. Look at their actions. How they kicked out Mkhwebane. How they kicked up Judge Hlophe. How they blocked the Palapala reports. How many public protector reports. How they sealed the bank
you mean
statements.
the ANC working with the DA? It's always been there, bro.
I'm
Like
just saying,
anyway,
they sealed the bank statements.
Yeah.
Everything.
that's one team.
Ever since Cyril came in, they've been working together.
Yeah, that's one
the thing is
team.
that
But EFF and MK, their
when
main plan
objectives
was
align,
to...
no conspiracy is needed. No coalition is needed. Conspiracy.
Coalition has always been there.
It's there.
That's
it's
why.
there, it's there, it's
That's
there.
why even right now, Omakoko is saying that a coalition between MK and the EFF and the ANC means chai for the SA economy. If they are not involved. And listen to what she's
That's
saying.
what she's saying. Saying we want to be with ANC. Don't let them have the other guys.
Yeah.
So the only thing that they were trying to do is saying, give the DA enough votes and the multi-party charter enough votes to block a 2/3 majority of the black coalition. Because if the black parties can ever come together and have 2/3 majority, they've still got 2/3 majority. There's nothing we can do about them. And the ANC is our only partner, and they'll be at their weakest. Dog, the outcome of this election was decided in the polls. The job of the IEC was to reproduce the outcome of the polls. Simple.
Do you see? Because We're fighting against like a really, really, really serious system.
Dog.
It's not just these guys will just take a punch and then
Remember, we
say,
spoke about it last night that there's a reason why they wanted to privatize ESCOM, and they've already started implementing those plans. They've invested a lot of money.
But I told you that, remember, I said originally, you guys need to remember these things. I said the entire plan of the ANC from the get-go was to privatize. That's why they got equity through their commercial interest, Chancellor House, Tebe Investments. They're selling everything. Tebe is getting out of Shell, right? Cool. They're liquidating their assets. They need cash.
By destroying the country.
yeah, bro.
That is what they signed up for. You understand?
That's part of the job.
That's what they've been doing over the past 5 years, 6 years.
You saw what they did to SA.
Since they removed
Tried to
Zuma.
sell it for like 51 rand.
Dog. Imagine, in front of our
in
eyes,
front of
dog.
everyone's eyes.
And the media
Bankrupted.
doesn't even ask any questions. doesn't ask
Bankrupted
anything.
to that point that the only person who can buy it will buy it for 51 rand and say, no, I'll pay for this and this and that. But it's gone for 51 rand.
And then they still got a bailout after they did that thing. For 3 billion. Remember, they got the 3 billion bailout. What happened to that money? That money is sitting at Sunday Times, the Arena Holdings. That's the parent company, Harith and Partners. Come on.
So that's why Zuma is fighting hard.
So you won't see an expose on the Sunday Times of Praveen Gordon's malfeasance. You won't see anything.
What? Did you not see what Praveen did to Makog? Come on. Is it Balega? You saw what Praveen did to Balega, right?
I don't know.
Balega is the one who just got screwed in every way, young it. The spokesperson of the
It wasn't
parliament.
Balega, dog. Balega is the old...
Who's this one?
speaker.
Who's this one right now?
No
Nosiviwe
Mapisa.
Mapisa. You know she got screwed over by Praveen, right? Because she approved that parliament should investigate the whole situation
I
about
actually gave her a
SAA.
shout out in a song I dropped.
That's what happened. That's the real story.
Mapisa, you no longer speaker.
That's the real story. She gave
I'm
the go
serious.
ahead. Like, okay, yeah, because
No, it's even... But she did dirt.
of course she did dirt. Come on, all of
She
these
was
guys.
supposed to... She had an axe hanging over her head. She did dirt, and then the time was up. It was time to sacrifice her.
Guys, all of these guys, all of these people have eggs on top of their heads, if we have to say it like that. All of them have skeletons. Do you not remember what I hate to the media branded her as an alcoholic? But do you remember my OLED?
Yeah, but let's not even go there. That's too far away.
Yeah, but remember when she said
There's-
everyone in the ANC has small and skeletons?
That's why I gave Nosibivira Mapisa
Yeah.
the shout out.
But I was saying, Uti, that's how she got fucked over. Like, all of these people, dog, have skeletons. All of them. You saw we saw when we woke up today. Is it today or last night that they're now saying the
Woke up
minister,
last night.
the minister of finance, no, not finance, the minister of sport, apparently na Ziyomkhalela next week.
But why does Media 24 know that?
Obviously,
Why do they know Zuma's medical records? Why does Media 24 know all this stuff? Because, the thing is that it implicates Cyril the whole time because he's a shareholder there. The CEO is still Putimanyel Dabengo, the wife of the owner of Zimplats, the people that are raping Zimbabwe for all it's worth.
Come on, dog.
In partnership with ZANU-PF.
Baba said this last night on his presser. He said that there's a tendency in this country of
In the
always...
past, the DA used to protest against ANC, right? For what? For supporting ZANU-PF.
But now,
They've been keeping quiet. Did they protest against this election?
Are you sure?
They are happy, dog, with the results.
Does ZANU-PF won that side?
Oh, you mean that
The
side?
DA, yeah.
Nah.
What do you mean they're not happy?
No, you mean the DA and ZANU-PF?
The DA always used to comment about, what's happening in
Yeah, it
Zimbabwe? We
doesn't
shouldn't
say
allow it and
anything right
everything.
now.
They're not saying anything. They're keeping quiet.
What's happening in Zim right now, dog?
Doesn't matter. I'm talking about Zimplats and Amplats.
The company that makes...
Fiso Dabengwa. Yes, Putimanyele Dabengwa's husband. Yes, that's Cyril's business interests.
But Cyril's time is chai, Mos.
Dog, his time cannot be chai.
bro.
So ANC is still going to be represented by Cyril after they've lost the elections. Is
Dog,
that
Cyril's
what
not
you're
going
saying?
anywhere. There's too much.
I got like
It doesn't matter.
No, he does.
chop.
No,
Chop it, chop.
he does. No, he does. Because
Trust me, it's shameless.
if
Dog, he took
I've-
this deal a long time ago. You need to understand, dog, when you're gonna sell out and you've been sold out for such a long time, you get used to it, dog.
why did he want to resign that
There was
time?
nothing, there's nonsense. There was no such thing that he wanted to resign, dog. Trust me, these guys just spread little things.
Can we bet, guys? Cyril is going to resign or he's not going to lead
He's not
ANC?
gonna resign. He's not gonna resign, dog. He owns the ANC. He pays everyone's salary out of his own
Yeah,
bank
that's
account.
that's the thing. Like,
You can never buy skill, dog. You can have the money,
Bro.
but if
So
you-
what? He decides who's part of the organization or not, dog.
You know,
Just
that's
stop your
going to
salary.
affect everybody. If Cyril loses, everybody loses. Zuma is winning the fight right now. That's what I'm trying to show you guys, that Zuma is winning the fight.
Dog, there's no Zuma winning the fight because it's not about a fight between Zuma and Cyril. That's the thing, is that people love to, and especially the media, they love to personalize politics. Dog, this is about us. This is about us having a voice and deciding what type of government we want. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. So, just thinking about personalities in play.
But Zuma keeps
In
on
relation to one
mentioning
another.
that the ANC of Cyril.
So what?
Of Cyril.
So what? So what? No, it's not even about it being personal, dog. Like, politicking is also a competitive space. You think, like I keep saying, stop falling for the things that these guys are saying to make you think that you've got an insight into the internal dynamics of each party. Zuma is a member of the ANC. That's all that matters.
Yeah, he even said it himself.
That's it. And he said he'll die a member of the ANC.
I feel like politics is just a game, dog.
It is a game.
Like they're just fooling everybody.
It is. It's always been a game.
I'm sure they chill after hours and they.
I wouldn't say that it's a game that's fooling everybody, but politics and rising as a personality within the space is a game. It's gamified. You know, you need to know how to play the game. So, in that instance, there is some part of it that is a game, but it's real. People's lives that are at stake. You know what I mean? So that's something that can never be forgotten. Let me put it to you like this. I was at the 2022 conference, and the thing is that you can't buy popularity, bro. You can buy people things, but they'll use you. You'll constantly need to buy things. You're buying everybody. Everybody that supports you is because you bought them.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's not because they fucks with you like that.
No, nobody fucks with you.
That's why. That's why.
It's just
So they'll
'cause,
betray you for free.
That's why right now, right now, everyone is asking the question that, or even these political parties are saying, is the ANC the elites in the ANC?
No, all of those guys just want money out of him.
are they
It's
willing
a
to?
shakedown. No, it's a
Are they
shakedown within
willing?
the ANC. They're like, yo, pay me some money and then, yeah, we'll keep you. But
Yeah,
otherwise, we're going to make it seem as if we're going to get rid of you.
because it's not as if them getting rid of him means that their pockets are now going to get fatter. No. It just means that isn't also via Krent. Well, we're hoping it isn't also via Krent because we voted in a new party that's saying enough with the corruption that's happening there.
Okay. No, that's not how it works in the ANC. How it works in the ANC is that they start by saying, we're going to refer this matter to the branches, and we'll hear what the branches say. Each person that's like a delegate or that's an NEC member has got a branch that's loyal to them or whatever, that's in their pocket. So when they're saying they will refer to our branches, it means we've got plausible deniability, but I need to talk to my branches and hear what they say. And it's about how much the branches want.
It's a money game, shoot.
That's it. That's all that was being discussed inside the ANC conference, is how much money you're paying for these votes. And anybody that's going to be counting or that's going to be counter to what's happening was locked outside. Dog, I walked in and I walked straight past Ace Makashule, who couldn't even get in.
Yeah, I remember they blocked him. And Cyril did mention
was
you
outside.
need to, as much as these guys don't, but you need to always pay attention to what they say. Cyril said at that ANC conference he spent $1 billion. At the ANC conference, not
Hey,
nationally.
no wonder they're rigging, dog. A lot is invested into this thing. No wonder they're rigging.
A lot is invested. The rig was already set. Okay, this is what we're going to do in the 2019 elections. This is the next election. This is how much you're going to get. This is the percent. The permutations were already. It was a long-term plan. You know what I mean? That's why he was the guy that ended up going to the king. Going to G7. You know, an invited guest. He accepted the IMF money, signing us onto debts.
Serious debt.
Then we get told that no, we have to sell some of our strategic reserves by Treasury. Treasury is giving an instruction to the SA Reserve Bank to sell our foreign reserves because we made a profit off of them. How did we make a profit off of them? Rand manipulation. We made a profit as the bank by making South Africans poorer.
Which leads to serious.
So now we've got enough money to pay down some of the debt. Why did you get into the debt anyway? Did the South Africans sign up for that debt? But you're increasing their taxes so that they pay for that debt.
How many people get depressed just off that?
The minimum tax level, because you must remember that as inflation grows, the more people who are earning less salaries are now getting into the tax brackets. But their money is going
because the standard of living, standard of living is now expensive.
I'm saying, like, at some point in time, 7,000 rand was a lot of money. You know, now 7,000 rand is like an entry salary, but now you have to pay tax on that. Do you understand? And that 7,000 rand does nothing.
Nope.
Buys you nothing.
I feel like what you just explained, they make sure that not a lot of people understand it the way you just explained it.
It's
When they
not a
talk
lot of
about the
people who
Rand
understand the way this game is played.
Because if people really understand, dog, because I always sit and watch, like, do people really get what's happening in this country? Like, there's someone switching off Ugesi, like, on purpose.
Manually.
Like,
Manually.
like, what the fuck, dog?
As in, the guys at ESCOM have even had TikTok accounts and they've even recorded themselves.
You've
so now
seen
we've
them,
seen
right?
actually how it works.
Yeah, like ESCOM guys now post videos on TikTok, literally say like I'm
do the
doing
guys make
it
money
now.
when they do that, dog? Like the politicians and stuff. Like, do they make more money when they switch off?
Yes,
Of course.
How?
There's
They make
diesel
money,
mafias over there. There's
not just
coal
about that.
mafias there.
Coal mafias are trying to raise the price of coal.
Diesel mafias are raising the price of diesel and transporting the coal.
At some point, eggs were like fucking expensive.
Because we had bird flu. But the bird flu was only in South Africa. It didn't fly. The bird flew, but it didn't fly.
So, what's your take on the land thingy?
What do you mean? That's a bit of a tangent. What do you mean? How do we get there?
I mean, since you voted for
EFF gave up
MK,
on it. Dog, I just want to ask EFF voters, dog, how do you take money from Patrice?
But everyone,
I once saw Patrice trending a bit on
Forget
X.
seeing him trending. How do you take money? Explain it to you, an EFF voter. How do you take money from a guy who owns mines if you're trying to nationalize the mines?
I guess everyone takes Patrice's money.
Not everyone. Not the guys who are trying to nationalize the mines.
They are not the guys who are trying to nationalize the mines, but the guy who's saying we are going to nationalize the mines is taking Patrice's money.
So
and
how do you want to nationalize the mines?
yeah, because what agenda is he going to push now? So I wanted to
I'm just saying, like,
answer.
the pillars, you look at the pillars that the EFF is saying, and then you look at what they're doing.
Yeah, I wanted to respond to Thomas because earlier on, I think he said something about how maybe the EFF lost because of this open border policy. And I was like, no, bro. People can see that this guy is a serious flip-flopper.
That's it. People are seeing that he's a sellout. No one is voting for him because we don't trust him.
Yeah.
Dog, we didn't know we weren't going to vote until Ubaba came.
Yes.
We weren't going to vote. We said,
Even he
We're not
said
voting.
it yesterday. He said, we feel like Ubaba has taken the votes of the people who didn't know who to vote for when they voted for us that time. His own words. He was like,
that's Julius's words.
he's like, for us, we don't take it as an L. We take it as these people Vele did not belong to us.
So South Africa is not free.
Nah.
It's expensive. It's expensive.
And it's not South Africa only. That's why you see right now our brothers in Africa, 30 or 40 years later, are still paying. They're free, but they're
Zuma
still.
sounded
But
like
they're
he's a
still.
Sahel region.
But
But they're
Zuma
still
sounded
paying.
like he's ready to fight back.
Dog, it's not about Zuma being ready to fight back. What Zuma is saying is that you guys are so detached from the masses. You don't understand how angry people are.
Yeah.
He's saying, I'm 82 years old. I'm tired. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to be doing this, but you are forgetting that I'm the person who negotiated the peace that we have right now. This peace that we have right now, I'm the one who got it for us. Not Mandela, not Govan Mbeki, not Owa Tambo. I'm the one who got this peace. And I'm telling you that this peace that I want is at stake. If I die, Bano's on Kulme. Imagine if Zuma's not here and these guys, there's no one that can talk to them. No, I'm just saying, just imagine the country we live in. If Zuma's not here, and I mean, who's going to talk to him? The IFP right now, the Oppenheimer, the OFP, Oppenheimer Freedom Party.
How crazy is that? Footy for me, I'm not even surprised because, allegedly, Mangasuchi has always been in their pockets as well. Like these guys.
Well,
remember
let's put it to you like this: the Zulus have land, lots of it, more land than anybody else. They've got like more than a third of.
They managed to maneuver a deal
before. They negotiated for themselves before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And that's why there's nothing wrong with being proud of your culture and defending your culture. Because the rest of the other guys could have had land and could have defended themselves. Even in the Eastern Cape, they've got land, they've got tribal lands, they've got lots of land.
The Bakwena family.
They've got land. Everybody's got land, bro. Everybody's got land. So on that land question, we've got lots of land, dog.
Come on, let's not say that because if we look at if we look at the numbers, black people only earn like what?
We own land. Right?
How many percent? But what's the percentage though?
4%?
Not even.
No.
0, something.
The state owns most of the land.
Like 7%.
No, the state owns most of the land.
Most of the land is government owned.
Yeah, but
more than white people. The state owns more land than white people.
But it gave it to
now we
this.
need to check the numbers.
No, he is telling the truth, young Tola. But the only problem is they awarded it to these families, and it's evergreen contracts that will never end. Contracted Kale during that time, and it's never going to end.
Dog, the state owns more land than anybody else. So the state has got lots of land. So we don't have a land problem in this country, dog. In fact, the country is very huge. Very, very big. You know what I mean? And we've got very few people. There's countries like Ethiopia, Egypt.
No, man.
Egypt is a river. All 100 million people in Egypt live along the river. The rest of it is Sahara Desert.
I had a conversation with a mate this week, and he also alters or says these words that everyone says that, nationalization, mines, banks, what turn into Zim situation. And I wanted to make this example of him that you see how.
Okay, hold on. Is Zim able to get ZANU-PF to 40%?
Hell fucking.
No, so okay, there we go. Does Zim have this many parties that can contest for elections?
No, but I guess he wasn't saying it on a matter of how the people live, but how the economic situation is over there. And I said to him, remember when last year when there was that gold mafia talkie? And I said, one thing that you should have taken note of in that whole whatever fucked up thing that they're doing is that country is very much in resources. And those guys are backed into a corner whereby they can't do things the legal way. Therefore, they resort to doing things the illegal way with their resources. The only fucked up thing is it only enriches themselves, like a certain elite, the big guys. It doesn't enrich the entire country. You get me? But the resources are there. They've never ended, young Tol. And we all know why they're in that situation. Sanctions. Because that's the same thing that they're saying to SA, that now you guys will turn into Zim if you go ahead with this nationalization bullshit. Companies will dip. You already see companies are
The West is
dipping.
involved in this whole
The company, yeah, because they're like, you guys, you don't understand this game that you're playing.
because the New World Order is watching South
Young Tol,
Africa.
you'll be
Companies
fucked.
won't dip. We're too lucrative. That's the thing. It's just that they want to threaten to dip.
But
They'll never
to
dip.
them,
Never dip.
They'll never
but
dip.
to them, it's like right now, the democracy, there's political instability. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Business-wise, for them,
No, there's no political instability. Our politics are very stable. The people are peaceful. The people have got, a democracy. The people
But we can
exercise
take
their
it
rights
there.
to vote and everything else. But the problem
we
is
can
this.
take it there,
No,
you know that,
No,
right?
there's no political instability. The problem is that there's interference, foreign interference in our politics. That's it. It's foreign interference. If the ANC is not doing its job, we should be able to remove it without any foreign interference. But there's been foreign interference to keep the ANC in, to get them in the first place, to keep them there, and now to take them out and bring them back as a DANC. You know? So, that's it. That's our only problem. We don't have political instability, dog. Everybody keeps to themselves, dog. There's no one who's sitting in fucking Northwest thinking that the Zulus are going to come and like burn their villages down.
that's why Baba said we've been doing this thing the comrade way.
You understand?
Baba is ready to pull up on Konto.
If they want to take it there, that's why he said, why are they rushing? Why are they rushing?
To announce the results.
Why? You know why? Because once they declare, it can't be turned back.
Yeah, it's a very costly
It's
process.
it's now like
Court.
it's a fucked up situation. And IEC is like, no, declaring Sunday. Naganjan. And I'm like, you do know who's putting pressure behind them, right? Who's funding the IEC? Because apparently
Soros fund.
the IEC is an independent what. So it meaning it gets donations.
Why should it get donations?
Why should it get donations?
Treasury gives them a budget. And it should be costing less and less to do the work that they're doing.
For 2 hours.
Bro, why do they need to hire new workers each election? Dog, why can't they hire them permanently? Because they do by-elections all the time. There's small elections, there's student governing body elections, there's a whole lot of elections going on everywhere. If the the IEC was just in the business of conducting elections everywhere. You know what I mean? There's votes that are held on the JSE. They could make a portal for shareholders to vote.
Dog. That's why these guys are rigging. There's a lot that they're protecting. Protecting so much.
Yeah. And unfortunately, their protection is gone. That's it. It's over now. The hoodwink is over. The jig is up. And when the jig is up, dog, jig is up, dog. When you're in a hole, stop digging. Seriously. You're in a hole right now. Why do you continue to dig? Even the IEC commissioner, whatever the guy's name is, that short guy with glasses, he digs a hole. He said something that was very suspicious. He said, we are managing the results. He didn't say we're reporting, and he didn't say we're recording. He said we're managing.
Yeah, and even on the recount, he didn't put emphasis on recounting everywhere. He just said like, this is a recounter like in, certain places.
In 8 VDs here, in 1 VD here, in 2 VDs here. And the guys are like, hold on, what about the actual VDs that people started complaining about, like the Western Cape?
Yeah.
That's where we've got an IEC worker who came out and went on and did an interview and said she witnessed it, she works for the IEC, she saw it, and this is what she was instructed to do.
The media is not
We
even
already have one
reporting.
whistleblower, and there's more
Not
that are
even
coming.
one. The media is not even reporting that there's IEC agents that have been arrested,
Imagine.
that are in police
what's your
custody
future
right now.
Imagine.
This whole thing, bro?
Rigged.
bro, like, I don't even want to make a prediction. I'm just hoping that, they don't do anything stupid. They don't tempt people.
I think it's going there. I'm not trying to jinx it or wish it, but I think it's definitely it's going there.
You mean they're gonna be like, fuck these guys?
Yeah, I see people
Dog,
outside the streets.
Like, the thing is that it's not even going to be people outside the streets. I keep telling people. Like, the first attacks were very disorganized. They weren't proper because they didn't have maximum effect on people. I don't care if they rob the mall's got insurance. I just want to not be there when it's happening. I want to be watching it on my TV. Right?
No, man, a true revolutionist is in the streets, not behind the telly.
No, I'm just saying, like,
But
if
I
I'm
get
a
you,
person that's
yeah.
watching a revolt happening, I'm watching it on my TV.
Yeah, because people died. Like, even though it's a funny matter,
Yes.
but people died in the last unrest that we had.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking about the people that are taking their kids to Montessori. Like, does Montessori have security guards with guns? I'm just saying. I'm saying, like, the tavern was easy to spray. Montessori, I think 8 kids can be quickly laid down. Quickly. 8 little blonde, blue-eyed.
I think
I'm just saying.
I think the owners of the country,
They
because
don't understand that, dog.
remember they are so detached
They're
from
too detached. They don't
reality
understand
and
that,
thought
dog.
Yeah.
they might just take it there and say, nah, fuck these guys, declare IEC, these are the votes, and then something happens.
I'm just saying, like Montessori. I'm just saying, a little Montessori. Have you ever seen a guy with a gun outside Montessori with a gun? So therefore, if someone with a gun comes outside Montessori and says, "Let's spray," anything redhead, blonde head, brunette, spray.
Because it's gonna go there, and
that's just one clean. One school is enough. Trust me. It's not like the taverns.
nah,
Just one.
that's CNN,
One
right?
little crash. One crash. Nje.
CNN, yeah, it'll pop up on CNN. The taverns will never pop up on CNN, but
You understand
that
what I'm saying?
would definitely pop up.
It doesn't take mass action. It doesn't take thousands of people. It doesn't take much. Just takes a little thing like.
Well, here our dear friend Elon saying, this is what I've been telling you guys about.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Nah.
I hate the vibe he has, this perception that he has, this whole white farmers genocide in SA. I hate that he keeps pushing that shit.
Nah.
I don't know why he's even pushing that
that's
shit.
not, Dog, that was to push Julius. It's a whole entire plan. You think that Elon Musk is not tweeting for Julius, he's not promoting Julius. They're telling him that this is the guy that we want to paint as this. Cool. So, dog, you're forgetting that the guy who funded Elon Musk's company is what you call is Rudolf Botha, the grandson of the former what you call.
Yeah. There's Nesper's money involved there. You know his
It's not
dad
just
as
Nesbitt's money,
well.
it's Sequoia Capital.
Allegedly.
I'll tell you,
Yes.
I forget, I always mix up between, there was Pick Botha and PW Botha. PW Botha.
But we can't be this broke as a country when we have Elon Musk, dog.
Forget Elon Musk, dog. The
Get
biggest
Elon,
venture capital
bro.
company in the world, Sequoia Capital, is headed by Rudolf Botha.
Elon has money, but
I was
bro,
on a note.
Hmm?
Azish.
Hmm? Hmm?
Nah.
I just don't understand Elon Musk. His
Read it.
father was
Read it.
Rudolf Frederick Pick Botha, a South African
No,
politician.
read it. Read it properly. You're skipping.
His grandfather
Yes.
was Rudolf Frederick Pick Botha, a South African politician who served as the country's last foreign minister under the.
So the foreign minister under apartheid government made sure that his kids are out there in the US, placed in the top companies, placed in the top venture capital firms.
And the first Minister of Mineral and Energy Affairs under Nelson Mandela.
do you see how much money this guy was dealing with?
Under Nelson Mandela.
The minerals, making sure that nothing gets. You understand? That's the guy that's funding Elon Musk's company from PayPal. He's part of the PayPal mafia. Rudolf Botha.
My neighbors are white, though.
No, it doesn't matter. They're poor. They're not Rudolf Botha level. No, I'm serious. White people are also mad at these white people that are extremely rich.
White people might just start getting anxious right now.
No, I'm serious because it's a few white people. It's like a small elite group that were part of the National Party and everything else, and they're locking everyone out. And you know what's the problem is this, is that there's a lot of poor black people that can't differentiate between the elite whites and the normal ordinary whites.
Yeah.
Most of the whites are normal ordinary whites, and they are at risk because the people just see them as white. They don't understand that there's certain white people that are like part of the system. And there's other white people that actually have no idea. And the reason that they have no idea is because if they knew, they'd be like, no, we need to tell the black people that you guys are doing this because they're going to kill us. I'm serious.
Of course.
I'm serious.
Yeah, we can't put the blame on all of them. Like, we can't paintbrush all of them because it's only a few families that control this country.
It's a few families. Zuma has never said, yo, white people are wrong. No, he said it's the few families that enslave us all.
I feel like last night's presser, he was talking to them directly.
Yes.
If you listen attentively to what he was saying, he was talking to them directly.
He was talking to them directly.
He said, you don't own us. Now it's time, my dog. And when you announce all this.
The scary part for them is Uguti, he's now hlanganisering. Because remember, what's her name? I think it's Colin Makubela. Yeah. The way she spoke, she said, Ubaba, said Bantwana Bami. Zkhulumeleni, talk to these people, tell them. We don't fucks with this shit and we see this shit.
Yeah,
So you need to understand that as a president, you've got access to state security information for life.
Yeah. Straight up. So he knows things that besides him being that,
Malema knows, Mbeki knows, Cyril knows, Zuma knows, no one else living knows.
I feel as if Zuma knows more because of him being the head of intelligence
They
in the
all know.
MK. Yes,
But
now I'm saying which they don't, but I'm saying
all of
that
them
guy.
got that MK intelligence that he had to share it with all of them. So he's
Yeah, but yes,
you understand what I'm saying?
point. Because you have to brief the president that actually this is how the country is operating. This is the country's secrets.
I think ngendaba zamapolitiki kwamele sivale manje. Sivala kanjani madoda?
No,
It's too much.
it's not too much. It's not too much. That's the problem, is that this is the most important conversation that needs to be had right now.
Of course.
Nothing else matters, dog. We don't give a fuck about J Molly, bro.
Like
We
that.
don't. We don't.
Yo,
don't.
Jay Mali, Nkosi yami.
We don't. You don't.
That
give a
felt
fuck
like
that
a Black Mirror
he's
episode.
heartbroken.
I told
dog.
you this.
We don't give
Black
a
Mirror
fuck.
episode.
We don't give a fuck. We do not give a fuck. And some Shire. Paula boy. Da, safuna ukukushaya. Paula boy.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that shit.
Sokutrapa mfana. Yabona, at least while it's still fresh in our memories. Singakutrapi like you said, yo, onje. You know what I mean? Man, I made this
Try to
trap. I know
distract.
that. There's no ways.
Try to distract the masses with that shit.
Imagine, bro.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
I'm not saying Wuti, I'm not undermining whatever he's going
No,
through.
because the girl's launching a show on Showmax.
Yeah, the kids celebrity show thingy.
You understand what I'm saying? Cyril's media companies are distracting us again.
Yeah. I only say, like, don't fucking undermine those people.
Why? That's
bro.
why I don't watch any TV. It's a protest thing. That's why when you ask me, you don't watch. Dog, I'm determined. Do you understand
No,
what I'm
but
saying?
I get it.
I'm determined.
Tucker Carlson is also on that vibe of he doesn't even watch the news. That's how crazy it is. He doesn't watch the news.
So you can see I wasn't hiding a bad head there. It's just that
He doesn't watch the news.
I need to show him SSC.
He doesn't use email. He doesn't use Gmail. It's like, I don't trust those
Yeah, he
things.
said he uses WhatsApp, right?
Only.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust these things.
WhatsApp is still also compromised.
Yeah, but you know, obvious.
WhatsApp is compromised.
You see what they're trying to do with TikTok?
WhatsApp is compromised.
You saw how Universal tried to fuck TikTok and failed to fuck TikTok and then came back and said, me and TikTok are now okay.
Yeah.
Nah. They weren't trying to fuck TikTok. They were launching their own licensing platform. That's it. They needed to get some sign-ups and see how it works.
Oh, yeah?
They got their own licensing platform. If you want to license all the music from Universal, you pay a specific fee. It's available in the US. on like a beta test. And you can use it for all your content and everything else. I think the one tier is like $8 a month and the other tier is $200 a month for like a company.
There's always an agenda behind.
So did it work out?
I haven't monitored how it's going. I just like, I know that's what they did it for.
That move was going to affect the artist a lot, though, because marketing these days is mostly done on TikTok.
That's why Taylor Swift gave them a deadline. She's like, yo, by the time you guys have better sorted out this little experiment of yours, whatever, by the time my album drops.
I hate the fact that
And that's it.
music now pops on that app. Like, it's so weird.
You know what's more crazier? You can't tell who's a dope artist anymore.
No.
I can.
One hit on TikTok, labels will run after that artist. Gandhi, it's just a one-hit wonder.
No, the problem is that labels don't have people that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like zero. None of them know what they're doing. Like, I knew this from working with labels. You know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, that's why. And niggas just couldn't fuck with me. Because I was like, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all doing. Y'all have no idea what you're doing. Niggas didn't even have proper like rollouts. No concepts, no nothing.
How was Tyler's
Nothing.
rollout?
Nothing. I mean,
Tyler.
it's her first time. I'm happy that she didn't.
Konja, what's notice for
didn't-
you on Tyler, dog?
What do you mean?
He likes her.
Oh, you liked him?
Very
What do you
much.
mean?
She says she's South Africa's icon right
Oh,
now.
yeah, you liked
Nah, he fucks with her.
Oh, it's Mickey that doesn't like him.
Nah, Meg G is. I think I look at that criticism as positive, constructive criticism because we've seen this movie before, bro. We know how it can go. And it just so happens, Uguti, he says it out loud. He says what people don't want to say.
Like what?
Like, we know Tyler won't be hot by next year. Or, now Waffles is,
Fake piano.
come on, bro.
What's your take on Waffles?
Ah, man, I don't want to talk about bitches.
Let's not
dog,
talk
these are
about them.
our biggest experts in the game right now.
We export Swazi?
Nah, but
She doesn't even represent
she
SA like
represents
that. No,
Amapiano.
man,
Nah.
nah. She cosplays
Yes, cosplay.
is as like South Africa.
They're not like us.
But nah,
they're not like
at
us.
all, bro. Come on.
You guys are doing bad, like,
Nah,
They're not like us.
man.
They're not
You
like
know,
us.
exactly.
guys don't want to claim Waffles.
Waffles is like Drake. Drake will always be Canadian.
Yeah.
That's one thing you
never
need
be
to know.
American.
Never.
They're not like us.
Never.
Never, dog.
And you can tell, like, Americans know this shit. Like, nah, man, he's not like us.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Bro, come on. How is she representing? Meg G said this. She
She's
doesn't
Canada
even
dry.
do interviews with South Africans.
Crazy.
Even when she's here.
That's why she called do TRP, do trip.
I don't know, dog. I don't want to talk about bitches.
How
That's
involved
about
is she in
Mahu,
her
man.
music? But anyway, man, nah, that's not
Oh,
important.
My goodness.
Mahu.
Amazing.
Amazing talent-wise. Oh, okay.
He begs to differ. He said,
Nah.
You
I fuck
say
with
it.
Mahu.
Nah,
Mahu
I
is
never
a
said
hit
you don't.
maker.
You say
Forget being a hit maker, dog. Listen to how she writes, dog.
he says
She writes all that shit. It's not
he
Cardi B
says
shit, right?
he says Mahu can sing.
But
She's
forget
just not
about her being
talented.
able to sing. Listen to what she's writing in these songs, dog.
Of course, bro.
Every line, dog.
So you guys are saying Mahu.
Every line. Like, there isn't a line that Mahu writes that doesn't mean
That girl is
anything.
very talented. That lady is very talented.
So when you are a fan at Eddie Mahu show, are you
I don't
enjoying
care
the
about
music
being at
or
a
you are
show,
enjoying
dog.
watching Mahu?
No, I don't even need to watch Mahu, dog.
Huh?
It's like Sade. Do you
Let me-
ever see her performing? No, you
No.
don't. Exactly. You listen to her music. That's it.
Oh.
That's
But
it.
you get my point.
No, we don't get your
Let
point.
me-
Sade, listen. Let him shut up a bit. Sade.
Because he's trying to sexualize her. That's what he's trying to
That's the thing,
do.
is that he's a horny bagger.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm just trying to be
No,
the devil's
no,
advocate
no,
right
no,
now.
Don't be devil's advocate, dog.
Bro, that
I'm
lady
saying
is
that when
very
you
I fuck with
listen-
talented.
Mahu.
that-
I know.
Forget that. The
I fuck
music,
with
when you
Mahu.
listen, you just listen.
Yeah.
That's it. You already.
Dog, guys.
Nah, bro, you're not tuned in. It's fine.
You know, they
If you're
always
tuned
post
in,
these funny Mahu
nah.
videos that always trend.
It's
And she's
fine.
always trending for the wrong reasons, not for the song.
Someone is
Nah.
controlling that narrative.
Correct me, dog.
Yeah,
Nah. So, what do niggas want? They want baddies.
of course, bro.
So,
But-
Mahu is amazing.
but
Shout
don't
out to
undermine
Mahu.
the talent.
I love Mahu's music, dog. Don't get me wrong. I love her.
There's female vocalists in SA that can sing that are overlooked and underlooked. You see the same thing that we have. We don't talk about Babal.
Yeah.
A lady can sing, bro.
yeah, well, no. Not like
Babalo,
Mahu.
Babalo M.
Babala M, yes. I know. Like, I don't think her talent is her singing. I think
David Momo.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
I don't think her talent is her singing. I think her talent is her arrangement.
Yeah.
Or she's a good arranger.
Like the way she arranges her vocals.
Sounds so angelic,
so,
man.
So the thing is this is that, you know, so she relies on like her vocal tone a lot. Like, you know, she's got a similar tone, like, so therefore she doesn't get the range that she
Yeah.
would if she would sing with more of a full voice. You know
That
what I mean?
Maye track is perfectly arranged in a different way. It's not usual.
All her songs are always like that. Gusezo Kanye.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Aluta Continua. Like all of her songs, dog.
Like in the middle of the verse, Mahu
Not
can
to
so,
say
pull
that
up,
she's a
can
bad
pull up
singer.
with
You understand
a
what I'm
nice
saying?
hook.
But her thing is not
to
the
verse.
singing. It's it's that the way she arranges it.
Yeah.
But have you noticed that we now have a lot of female vocalists that used to do other genres now jumping on the pianos?
I don't know, just that.
Azana.
No, Azana used to do like housey dance music. It's just because she was in
Before.
the Sunel bubble at that point in time.
Who's the one that went to America and things didn't go well?
Yo, guys, me, I'm brutal
Elaine.
when I rate or critique artists, please. Because Azana only has one hit for me.
No ways.
Okay.
Yo,
What's another?
Azana, her whole entire album,
Hits.
it's not even about hits. It's like, yo, amazing music. She makes amazing music.
She's
all the time.
amazing, dog. She's amazing. I fuck
Yeah,
with
she's
but
a
her.
giant.
hit-wise, when she performs, how many hits can she perform
I
on
did a
stage?
photo shoot with her.
How
And then
many
I
hits
did
can
a-
she
a
perform on stage?
magazine
Maybe
cover.
2 or 3, I'm sure.
No, her whole entire set is amazing. Yeah, she can perform. Trust
Can
me.
Elaine float though on piano?
No,
Because
it's not about Elaine. floating
now
on piano.
Elaine is
I don't
also there.
understand
Elaine is
what
off
they
the
were
radio.
trying to do. But
Huh?
the thing is this, is
Apparently
that
she's off the radio.
no, the thing is this, is that what these people didn't realize, that no one knew that there's load shedding.
that would
And
be
then-
crazy if they
What do you
started
say
that
about
shit
Elaine,
now.
dog?
No, I'm saying no one knew that she was South African when she started out.
Elaine. Oh yeah.
Right?
That
You understand?
project was amazing.
So no, the first thing that they got, so no one knew she was South African. People were in the dark, you know, and then that thing flew. No one knew who she was. She had never had a video and everything else. No one knew where she was from. It was just like, this thing is #1, and then, now she's signing big deals internationally.
Columbia Records.
There's now big expectations. And the thing is that your first hit was just an organic hit. It just grew. It was viral. You don't even know what you did to get it. You don't know what
That's
you
the
did right. You
problem.
don't know what you did wrong. You don't know what to do again. You don't know what to try.
That's
to
why we
experiment with,
say
you know what I mean?
like a
So
lot.
that's why I'm saying with Tyler, that's why I say I'm glad that, you know, her album is just like, it's alright. No, it's alright.
She deserves it.
Nah. Like, dude.
She deserves the Grammy,
you know what
but
Tyler-
she
no,
won it
for-
too
for-
quickly though.
No, forget that. Forget that. No, she deserves it. Like, trust me, you went in the States. That song is like every 50 minutes it was on. Every 50 minutes. I spent a month in Miami and it was playing everywhere. You understand? Crazy. Everywhere. Yo, everywhere. That song is huge. Like, yo, trust me. Dog, she gets Madison Square Garden to scream when she's at the Knicks game. The entire
That's
Madison Square Garden.
crazy.
You understand?
But I don't like how the Grammys did her.
No, forget that. Forget that the pre-award. No,
Fire?
I just want to say this. Like, guys, that album is got room to grow, dog. There's a lot she can work on. There's a lot she can still, you know what I mean? She can improve. She can top it.
Do you
And
think
the
she
other
can
thing-
go as far as?
The other thing is that
I guess
this
she
girl
is
can
already.
sing. Tyler can sing.
Yeah.
She can sing live without autotune.
And she can dance as well.
You know what I mean? She might not be the greatest belter of it, but let me tell you something. She knows how to hold a tone. She knows how to hold a note, and she sings better than Rihanna, dog. That's just the fact of the matter. She can sing live.
I just wonder how far she can go.
That's, you see where Rihanna is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where she's going.
yeah.
I feel like we need, as much as I'm not trying to genderfy it or whatever the word is, I hope people don't take it that way, but we need like a male piano act fucking shit up
Nah,
that side.
Now we'll never get.
May.
Yeah,
Let me tell you
mate.
why. Let me tell you why. Because the biggest
Yeah.
ones are DJs.
Yeah, besides, it's
And
obviously Pori and Kabza,
There's no male that will.
but we need
that
someone
will
who's
make
going
it.
to be in people's faces.
Well, okay, Foka.
Nah, I think Focus time has gone and passed. Come and passed.
Nah,
Focus
that's the
is
thing.
done.
You see, that's the thing.
What
that
was Focus' last hit?
that he doesn't need hits. He's got hits. Lots of them. When he performs, he shakes from start to finish.
Yeah.
Focus
That's
said
it.
it's dope.
But I think he's not putting enough pressure.
No, he doesn't need to, because like TikTok is obsessed with what's new and what's fresh, so he cannot keep up with that. He just needs to maintain a certain sound, right, and keep being consistent and building his catalog. That's what he's doing. That's it. Just build your catalog, boy. Just build your catalog, boy. Build your catalog. Build it, and then build your audience. Dog, you can perform for a long time, dog.
Yeah.
Musukat Lima crazy right now.
Nota, do you listen to Lima Craze?
I've heard him on certain
Can you
songs. I
please
don't know what
listen
he
to
does.
Can you please listen to
I don't
Lima
know what
Craze?
he does.
Please
Like,
listen to him.
Like, I've seen the name on the song. I don't know. I can't attach a
Just-
He's
just-
the most used
Just
vocalist
pay
right now.
attention to that.
I feel like
to that
they're
guy.
I've seen
abusing
it.
him right now.
Too much.
Aye, there's
Ah,
too many
well,
songs
that's
now.
good.
Right now, yes, that's
Aye.
why I'm saying please
And
pay
that time he hasn't
attention.
even dropped his own album.
That's okay. That's how the game goes.
Nah, well, you know, you gotta work on a project.
Yes, he definitely. Come on, he probably is working, but he's not going to turn down these features that turn into serious hits.
My point is it's too much now.
I know he's going the Cyril way, because this is the same thing that happened to Cyril. He blew up on people's tracks. Blew up, platinum.
And then when it was
everything.
time for
Then
his
when it was
own
his
tracks,
time, it was Chai,
it was Chai.
and he's
But
crying
Cyril
right
can
now.
come back, man. She just
Nah,
Well, it's because he never had a song that he did by himself on his own.
but please pay attention to Lima Crazy, bro. Listen to that guy.
And another thing that hurts artists these days is that they don't know how to build up a song or roll it out and you know, promote it over a long period. Like, there's no one who's gonna put a 3-month rollout on a song until it
Oh
becomes
man,
a
they
hit.
put the song on TikTok.
3 months is a lot these
No,
days.
they put the song on TikTok for like 3 weeks, and it's training like 15 seconds, and then like it's going to drop on this day, and then it drops on that day, and then the song sounds completely different from that 15 seconds that people were like hooked up to.
That's why they charge peanuts for sure.
Yeah. Times have changed.
What do you mean?
How much were you guys charging with Quest of per gig?
I don't know.
Yeah, a phone, Kuluma, Lenda.
But he knows it's
I
how
don't
the
know.
game has
Depends,
changed.
Depends. There are times we charge 200K.
200K.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But most times we wouldn't do a show. We wouldn't get out of bed for less than 85.
You know you can get these guys, the biggest guys, like for a young 20K.
Which big
That was
guys?
impossible with us.
Oh, you
Because,
mean
like,
right
we
now?
go
Right now.
There was
You
a
mean right
point
now?
in time.
Yeah.
There was a point in time I decided with the
Wait,
with
Note
the
is also
road
agreeing
manager.
to this. You can get these big
about
guys
who
right
you
now.
know. It's about who you
but
know.
Either way, I'm just saying. There was a time where I told the road manager that, yo, no more sleeping in hotels, please. So on all these gigs, we take a plane, we fly wherever we need to go to, and then we sleep at home. Sure.
Why?
How? So no more sleeping in hotels. Why did you sleep at home, though?
They didn't have to do too many gigs.
No, we do lots of gigs, yeah. We fly from city to city, though. We take out an entire plane.
Yeah, that's dope. I know some piano kids do that. You're Pori and them.
They fly on like peak weekends, like one trip. I know. Nobody flown like us. Nobody did like 6 gigs like us on a plane like this.
You know, hip hop
Dog,
is structured.
we did a gig in fucking Mossel Bay. We had to fly to George in a private plane. We flew with Benza. Came onto the plane with us. He's like, yo, you guys just do this thing the whole time. He's like, no ways. We were flying to George. You know how George, that's where Hansi Grenier crashed in a private plane, yeah. A similar plane to the one we were flying in. So we're like, really get out, like, yeah, you see those mountains.
You guys were living the life. These guys were living the rap life.
That's where that guy perished. You know what I mean? Nah, like, you know, dog, I even flew to George, you know, with the madam. At some point in time, we flew to Mossel Bay and everything else, like on a normal flight.
Hip hop as a genre at that time, it was super rich, though. It can never compare it with Amapiano.
Guys waste their money on Gucci,
No.
LVs. Tell me, I wanted to ask. I remember I asked Tony this question. Was Questa able to just rock a Gucci from top to bottom, or it would be an endorsement deal?
No. He wasn't even supposed to wear chains. That's not the brand. The brand is normal, doesn't wear chains, doesn't wear nothing. No jewelry, nothing. Clean.
So
The
what's
guy next door, that's the whole entire thing. That's the brand ID. We kept that from day one until.
What rapper talk that we're rocking Gucci? So this is like a piano thing.
AKA and everything else. There are lots of guys that were wearing shades and everything else. You know, like Versace shades. No, like, where have you seen Questa rocking any of those things? No, none of that.
And now if you are a piano
That's
artist,
the whole entire brand. The brand was to be.
Piano act, you blow up on TikTok. Next month, we're rocking Gucci head to toe.
yeah. That's that you've made it.
I don't have
look.
TikTok, so that's why I don't know these things.
You're not on TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
Oh,
I am on TikTok actually. I have a TikTok account. I don't watch TikToks.
Oh, so you don't have an algorithm like
Nah.
Snapchat. Okay.
If ever I'm on TikTok, I'll take something and I'll post it there and then I'll ignore it. I don't even look at comments. I don't look at nothing. I don't.